people know just how genuine Stanley is. And I just knew people would get a kick out of it. I just thought it was a cute little snippet of what our street is like. We're just looking out for each other. I'm new to running. I've been training for a half marathon that takes place in December.
I noticed that Anna was running, but like out of my peripherals, I'm like, well, maybe I didn't know she started a workout routine or whatever. So I didn't know if like she was in immediate danger or whatever the case may be. But like I immediately stopped what I was doing and I took off running to engage with her to make sure that she was okay. And went over there, intervened. She said she was okay, and I said okay. And then I went back to doing what I was doing, and she continued to run, and that's that.
Are you okay? Everything okay?
I just thought it was a hilarious moment, such a genuine moment. People who know me, I feel like they're gonna laugh because everyone knows that I'm new to activity.
It went viral. That was really cool, pretty awesome. The comment section was pretty entertaining.
I love how nicely I'm being roasted. I think it's hysterical. People are like, she's never run a day in her life. And I'm like, I've run 3 weeks of my life. You know, half the internet is roasting me, but the other half is obsessed with Stanley. Rightfully so. I keep telling him, like, you're America's sweetheart. Like, I keep seeing in the comments, people are like, Stanley, move by me. I'm like, whoa.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
She's like, whoa. You're not about to take my new Black Knight in shining armor now.
Stanley is just, like I said, America's sweetheart. He is just genuine and was looking out for friends and family. And we're lucky to have him as a neighbor. And I think that the world would be a better place with more Stanleys. Be a Stanley.
What a guy. What a compelling little story. Well, this compelling little story had over 11 million views. 11 million. Instant virality. Just... why did this go viral? Like, I mean, look, I understand. It seems like a nice, wholesome story. And, you know, you got the story of a white woman who's never ran a day in her life, just, you know, finally moving. You know, it's just astonishing to believe like that can go viral. Just the fact that, see, this is also an example of just because you are thin does not mean you are in shape. Apparently, this woman has never done any physical activity, which is disturbing to think. I don't know how old she is, but all I know is it's too much for people to say you've only, you know, ran like 3 weeks in your life. That's disappointing. Now, I'm not going to be here to lecture her too much, but I'm just saying that that's alarming. That's not good health. But, you know, luckily, I guess, you know, Stanley was a stand-up guy and was obviously a safe brother, where he had this presence of a man that didn't give you, you know, quick triggers to think that something dangerous was going to happen. You know, he was a good neighbor, probably looking out for everybody in the neighborhood. You know, one of those people who let you know if somebody, like, you know, had their dog shit on your lawn and they just walked away and left it and didn't pick it up. And yeah, he was one of those type of guys, it feels like. But for this to get 11 million views, it's just crazy to me. 11 million. I mean, they're not hot to a level, but still. But unlike most videos, I decided I was actually going to go through the comments on this one and read what they had. Now, I do like, after looking at some of these comments, you start realizing that most people think in unison here. It was definitely one of those, like, as black people, if you see one of us running, we all run. Or if we just see somebody running in general, it's like, hey, what's going on? You know, and we need a jet too? Because I'm not trying to be left behind if it hits the fan. So we're like, did you hear gunshots? I'm not trying to be the only one still left standing, you know, getting capped in the end. Like when you hear those stories talking about there's like 87 bullets fired, only one person got killed. You were that person because you got off to a bad start. That's not the way anybody wants to go out. Now, to begin with that last comment talking about we need a t-shirt with Be a Stanley. Well, due to copyright purposes, I'm pretty sure they are not allowed to make that shirt. I'm pretty sure these pink flamingos, Stanley, you know, making people, I'm pretty sure they're going to have something to say about it. I believe so. I mean, maybe I might be off, but, you know, do you not remember when people were just, you know, killing each other, though? Literally attacking each other, just assaulting mugs and Target and TJ Maxx so they can get one of these? Why? Why did that happen? I'm really curious. I mean, what's so special about this mug? I mean, I know people talked about it months ago, but seriously, I'm still curious. What was it? There's a lot of people who have this mug now. It's not special. It's not special at all. It ain't shit. I mean, if everybody has an object, it can't be valuable anymore. But see, to me, there's just nothing special about that mug. It's very standard. I see 1,000 different thermos companies make the same type of mug. They're all the same shape. How about we bring back this one? Bring back this Stanley. I remember my mom and dad used to use these Stanleys, especially my mom. I mean, this thing used to just like hold gallons. I mean, it felt like of coffee. I mean, it felt like it never ended, even though it really didn't. But man, that stuff was steaming anytime you open up that thermos. That stuff held temperature. I mean, this was one of the best mugs you could possibly find. Look at it. It's that nice, army and moss green. It gives you that real nostalgic feeling of just stale, just very plain and grind at work type of shit. I mean, that's what this looks like. This looks like when they talk about getting your lunch pail and getting your bucket hat and all that stupid shit. That's what this looks like right here. Working construction. If anybody was working construction, they had this mug right here. This green one. I mean, that's what this stands for. This stands for hard work, long days at the office. This stands for grind. This stands for I worked a long time and I worked for a pension. Or I got ripped off at the end of my career because, my employers just said F y'all because y'all had a union. That's what this is. Or how about this blue one? What about this blue model right here? This is an interesting model, Stanley. I'm not sure if it holds temperature like the other ones, or if it's actually if it holds a lot of actual liquid, because this looks like it holds about 8.5 ounces. This looks like it'd be disappointing, but it looks trendy. It looks like this could trend. I mean, I'm just saying, it even has the establishment mark on here. It lets you know exactly what year it was made. Back when people used to actually work on the plantations. This was actually constructed by slaves. That's how nostalgic this is. That's how throwback this item is. I'm pretty sure this could go viral. I'm pretty sure this is one of those you gotta think, oh, we had this before the times where people actually had rights. That would really throw people back right there. And you gotta think, I mean, this mug, the whole company was established back when Gone with the Wind was a thing. Back actually before then, well before this movie was made. And this was the first piece of good cinema. Even though it's canceled now, which is a shame because we watched it in 8th grade. I mean, I thought it was a great movie, even though, it had all the stereotypical tropes, but, well, damn, wasn't it not kind of, accurate? I mean, it felt like it was pretty accurate to me. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm just being insensitive and all sorts of other crazy stuff, but I don't know. It was a solid movie for back then, and yeah, whatever. So this comment says, yeah, I agree with her. I want a neighbor like Stanley. Kidding aside, we should and can all be Stanley. Be nice to your neighbor and fellow man. Well, all of that sounds great. Sounds fantastic in theory. Except for the fact that every other one of your neighbors turns out to be a pedo. Yeah. Just a Pedosaurus Rex out there. There's a ton of them in your neighborhood. Have you not looked at your local neighborhood registry? That thing will light up like it's got the chicken pox. Just go ahead and pull it up on your laptop and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Disturbing. Yeah, just go ahead and look outside. Just check and see how many white vans are out there. You'll notice way more than you did before. Not all of them are painters either. A lot of them are just sick. And yeah, they live right there in your neighborhood, free as day. No ankle monitor, nothing. Just gotta have your neighbors just keep an eye out. Make sure they're, staying in line. This is definitely how we all should be protective of each other. Well, you know what? That sounds great in theory. Sounds fantastic. In real life, that doesn't really work all the time. Just because, guess what? I don't want to be that random brother who stood up for some woman out there who was getting her ass kicked in the streets, and I'm going to be the person who gets capped up and gets a whole clip put in him just because he stood up. Just because he was a threat in the situation because I was trying to be a hero. Trying to be protective of my fellow neighbor. Nope. Sometimes when somebody's getting their face kicked in, you should go ahead and just let it happen. You know what? You don't know why they're getting their face kicked in all the time, do you? Sometimes those people actually deserved it. No matter, you know what? Yeah, sometimes it seems like, oh my God, they're the victim. I mean, they're so small and they just getting the hell beat out of them. And it's disturbing to watch. When you start seeing teeth get laid out on the pavement and just skin just getting scraped up. And I mean, it's a disaster. I mean, it's not something you really want to witness, but it happens. Just saying, it does happen. But sometimes those people had it coming. Not every time does the smaller person not have it coming, or the person that seems like they're the innocent victim, they're not so innocent all the time. Sometimes they said just a little bit too much. Sometimes they just bit off a little bit more they can chew. I saved that person one time when I was in middle school. I saved a person I didn't even like just because he was getting his ass kicked so bad by this dude that he kept making jokes at him, and he was like that one of those randomly really strong dudes, and ended up joining ROTC when he was in high school immediately because he was just meant to get into some military and uniforms. But either way, he had his elbows just pinned down to the ground. He was just smashing dude's face and just pounding him like Majin Buu. I mean, it was a disaster, and I couldn't watch it anymore. So I kicked dude off of him. Just straight up anime style, heroic, got my, moment. Either way, saved him. But I don't know. I'm straying away from the point of this story. Just saying, it's not always good to protect your neighbor. Sometimes I get it, but sometimes it can get you killed. Yes, we really need more Stanleys instead of Karens. Well, you know what? I actually beg to differ. As a content creator now, I beg to differ. We need more Karens because more Karens lead to better content. They lead to more virality.
You're on this road again. The cops will be here. They've always been here. They don't care. Yes, they do. Yeah? Yes, they do. You do not belong on a street. You're a little boy. You do not have a license. You're a little boy. Get off my street. Get off my street.
Because Karens lead to things that people really want to see. People truly crashing out in society. Really flaming out in front of all their peers. That's what Karens do. Stanleys, they don't go viral very often. Once again, this had 11 million views. Way too many. But it wasn't as much as Hawk Tuah. Just remember thinking about that. Or any of that crazy stuff that happens on World Star where people just be getting jumped the hell beat out of them in the streets. Or those gas station like shootouts. True Ratchivity, that's what gets you the viral content. So actually, I'm going to say we need more Karens. That is a hot take possibly, but you know what? We need more. And that, kids, is How I Met Your Mother. And of course, somebody was always going to just lead this straight to smashing. Thinking about somebody's going to get some type of cheek clapping out there. I mean, this is going to lead to love. I mean, look, they're neighbors. These opportunities have been there. They're not like they just disappeared or ran away overnight. I mean, this opportunity has been around. And he probably has been, snuffing this out for a minute, been just gauging the temperature and trying to see what it's like out there now that she's engaging in physical activity, which apparently was extremely alarming. And it's just really concerning that people were so shocked. Like, oh my gosh, she's running. Something terrible has to be happening. And she wasn't getting anywhere fast. I mean, she could not even have gotten away from Jason in a horror movie, and he does not move. She definitely wouldn't have been one of those people that got caught. She would have got caught by Steven Seagal, and he runs like an absolute sissy in his movies. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, to think that somebody actually could be that physically slow. It's sort of like those people when you really think about it. Have you ever looked at a person and been like, I wonder if they've ever ran before? Like, have you ever just taken off and just sprinted towards something, like ran to the end of the playground or just ran to the door or ran to the mailbox, anything, running or flying kites? Do you run? Not saying you got to do it like every day or, engage in sports, but do you run? Have you ever ran? Like, what does your body look like when you run? And that's the result of people who live like that. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the button, hit the bell. Have a good day. See you soon.